Hello, this is Greg Smurden speaking from South Africa, Pietermaritzburg, a small town on the east coast near Durban. I have a unique privilege of being reared by a Zulu grandmother and a Scottish grandfather that gave me the opportunity to have two worldviews in one home. As a South African, I'm appalled at the leadership styles and attributes I see evident in my country. Not only South Africa, but all other African countries. In Africa, leadership is regarded as a position to edify and feed yourself. It is a position that is often abused to make yourself rich at the expense of others. We see this not only in the secular, where corruption and bribery and violence are evident, but this also translates itself into the local church. Most churches in South Africa are headed up by big boss leaders. Those in the positions of leadership don't understand what it means to be a servant leader, what it means to come alongside young people, disciple them, groom them, and release them into their calling. When I was invited by a ministry that spans across Africa, that focuses primarily on evangelism, leadership development, reconciliation, and community development, I purposed in my heart that I will not lead the way I was led. I was preaching in a small village called Richmond. This village was severely impacted by the politics, and that's no exaggeration. Fino grew up in this community, and we were invited to facilitate reconciliation amongst three key political parties. Fino Dlamini was just the chaperone to our team in the community, and we just flowed together. That was the beginning of a relationship that would eventually yield fruit that I would not have imagined. When I did invite him to come onto the team, my heart went out to him, recognizing that he was exposed to a type of leadership that I myself had been exposed to, dictatorship. I had not quite as yet grasped the depths of servant leadership, but was moving away from dictatorial leadership. In that time, I was searching and looking for an institution that would teach me the principles of how Jesus led. To my dismay, there was no institution in South Africa except one in the United States. I enrolled for an MA in Organizational Leadership, and one of my modules was Leadership and Empowerment, facilitated by Jane Overstreet. I really took to the course, engaged deeply with the content, which challenged me that there is an alternative way to lead than most black leaders in South Africa, and that's Jesus' way. In this time, Fino grew, and by the second year, I kept him on the team and exposed him to some of the teachings that I myself was experiencing. This helped him to transition, and when he had completed his studies, he started a church in Gugulethu, a township in Cape Town, and has now grown that ministry to about 600 people. I am totally blessed to say that DAI was instrumental in helping him understand a different way of leading. He now lives out the servant leadership principles in his local church, and because of his ongoing association with Brian Edwards and myself, is learning more and more the DI modus operandi, which is Jesus' way of leading is